the top.
Avengers.
Assemble. Starts off with Loki attacking the Avengers headquarters, and he ends up taking control of the Tesseract and Hawkeye. And then from there, Nick Fury chases him down, loses him, and they get a call in the Avengers. Takes place right after the first Avenger, and then Cap's unfrozen or thawed out at the end of the movie.
Yep.
And then so they get Captain. No, they get Captain first.
Captain
then
first.
The Hulk.
Then they get the Hulk. Thor shows up unannounced.
Right. A great fight scene. One of the best fight scenes ever all time.
I know you're wearing headsets.
Oh, Shakespeare in the Park?
Yeah, so, small correction. It was only Tony's Tower. I'm sorry.
Tony's Tower?
Yeah, because it wasn't the Avengers headquarters yet.
Wait.
First Avengers?
Oh, I meant S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
headquarters.
My brain's broken.
Nope, you're good. S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. No, yeah, you're right. I was wrong. Why did I say Avengers? Yeah, we're not there yet.
So, yeah, the first Avengers, we also get to see Hulk. It finally past Edward Norton,
right.
Which, if you're like me,
Redo.
you actually enjoyed that film.
I did. Great flick.
But Mark Ruffalo brought an awesome performance. However, it does have a couple problems.
But yeah, going back to that fight scene, though. Best fight scene of all time. I mean, name something else, especially before that time. I mean, you had Freddy vs. Jason, which was a great fight, but I mean, it wasn't Thor vs. Iron Man, was it? Was it?
No, but I'm gonna pass you up and go to the fight scene in Civil War.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just in Avengers,
till
that point.
Yeah,
that's the best fight scene of all time.
And
then Cap shows up, like, getting ready to jump out the plane after him. And she's like, they're basically gods. And he was like, there's only one god, ma'am. And I'm pretty sure he didn't dress like that. That's pretty close anyway.
And then we can
jumps
get
out.
Yeah.
And then he want me to put the hammer down, puts the shield up, and he's like, are we finished? No, are we done here? The Iron Man we get in the Avengers is my favorite out of everything, I think.
He holds his own very well in the film, and he's very sure of himself. It feels like the first Iron Man. If I were to compare the Avengers Iron Man to anybody, it would be the first Iron Man.
I love the way when they finally get the band together, though, and they get Tony on the bridge, and he's like, that man is playing Galaga. I thought we wouldn't notice. And then, like, he just, like, controls the room. Like, he walks in like he owns everything. He just plants the bug. He's like, doot, doot, doot. How does he even see these?
And somehow Robin Schabotsky from How I Met Your Mother shows up. It's really weird.
That's such a great scene.
It is. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, you've been hanging around for small cameos and tidbits, and then all of a sudden we get you in all of your glory. And,
amazing.
He took over as well, and then we get Coulson, who did fantastic the whole film, and
right. I mean,
I won't
all
break
the
your
movies leading
heart.
up.
I won't break your heart. Watch the movie.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, or if you've seen S.H.I.E.L.D., you know.
If you made it through S.H.I.E.L.D., I did 3 seasons, and
I only watched Ghost Rider.
I was exhausted. You skipped through and went in the middle?
I know.
That's terrible.
But I like Ghost Rider, and I also have a soft spot for classic Dodge Chargers.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. From there, I mean, I like how they're all disgruntled. Like, eventually, like, Iron Man's like, Captain America's like, put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds. And, like, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, in this movie, they toned down Captain America quite a bit. I think Iron Man would have dominated. Still would have loved to see that fight scene too, but yeah.
Oh yeah. But the best part was really seeing that when they're getting together, they all had their egos fill the room.
Right.
And they weren't able to step that aside except for Black Widow and Hawkeye. Right. They were just kind of there trying not to make anybody angry. It was interesting.
Well, it's cool because at the time, like, you had Loki with the scepter
Mhm.
or the staff, and you knew it controlled people's minds, but I didn't know it was the Mind Stone. Had no clue. So when they're in the room and it's starting to mess with them, and they're all starting to get a little disgruntled, and you see all of a sudden Mark Ruffalo's got the scepter in his hands, that was awesome. Especially now that we know, and we go back, and it just gives you a little extra to those scenes. That was pretty awesome.
And just imagine if DC would have taken notice here and, maybe taken their time with things, we could have had something as beautiful as that. Yes, that noise was my knee cracking.
Dropped the ball on that, though. I mean, they had Dark Knight came out in 2008, and what year did
Man of Steel.
Rises come out?
Rises.
Why didn't you just do a Batman Beyond? Get Batman with some updated. Anyway, let's get back to.
Nope, that's a whole other thing.
Right.
Michael Keaton, bring him back. Anyways,
Batman Beyond.
So Avengers, yeah, you would definitely have to see the first Avengers. You're getting all of the base heroes, which are going to be your base heroes for Endgame. They're bringing it back to the basics because they're also going to break all of our hearts. And if it doesn't break your heart, why are you there?
Right. And then one last thing about Avengers: the fight scene of Thor and Hulk, perfectly done. Perfectly done.
Thor and Hulk, that is a fight that the only other fight that I want to see more than that in the Marvel Universe is Hulk and Wolverine. But that Thor and Hulk fight scene, it was great. It was brilliant. It was shot well.
Thor held his own until Hulk got a hold of him, and then all of a sudden you see him, he's like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and they spared no expense when it came to the CG. At the time, you can go back to around the time this film was made, rent another movie, however, stream it, whatever. The graphics hold up in this film comparatively to other films in that year. They just do. It's absolutely insane.
I found out that the jet that Hulk gets thrown into, that was actually the same jet from, there's a few movies, but it's from True Lies, the one that Arnold's flying at the end. That's the same jet.
That is awesome,
right.
And I had no idea.
Pretty cool little tidbit.
They should all be honored to be on Arnold's ship.
Right, absolutely. And that was another thing that was cool about this movie is you get to see a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's something that's huge in the comics, and that's really big when it comes to assembling the Avengers and just like comic lore. So that's awesome, and they did a great job. Ended it a little soon, in my opinion, but we'll kind of get there. But yeah, and then, I mean, when that hole in the sky opens up and the aliens come down and you got Iron Man going right up in it, that was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Just going for it. Missiles coming out. I mean
yeah, it was that last act of the film. I remember being in the theater the first out of like 8 times that I went to the theaters to pay for it. And I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because it looked fantastic. Even the aliens that aren't real, they had this fantastic showmanship. It just was so awesome. It was you've been waiting for this for a while, and you finally got it. I couldn't imagine of having to live my life and not see this.
Right, and then you get Shawarma.
And you do get Shawarma.
You get Shawarma, and you get this guy. At 2012, it takes us a while to get there.
He's a different shade.
Yeah.
he's a little...
lights that change him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Josh Brolin, for continuing to hold out on that. Or Cable. I'm not really sure. The timelines are really confusing.
I totally forgot he was in Goonies. How did I forget that? No, Brolin.
McAvoy, is that you? Sorry, I was making a Deadpool reference.
I missed it.
Timelines confusing. Cable.
Right.
Yeah.
Which universe we're in. Yeah, first Deadpool.
Sorry.
I'm with you now.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. You ever seen 127 Hours? Spoiler. Sorry. That's a great flick. We're definitely going to have to go over that one.
God, are you there? It's me, Margaret.
Okay, negatives. I only have 2. And they're very nitpicky. I have a problem with Captain America's outfit. Oh, brutal. It was bad. Like, the back of it looked like a sleeping pajamas. It looked like pajamas. It was terrible. I'm sorry, like when his helmet was off, had they exposed the ears, had they done a little bit of different, it was just like, it was full on chin and nothing behind. And it bugged me. I don't know what it is.
I'll challenge you for that one. I actually think that suit honored the first Captain America film, so I was totally okay with it. Now, granted, what we get in Winter Soldier is just perfection.
Right, that's my favorite. Nope, never mind. Never mind.
Nope, don't do it.
Figure. Yep.
I won't lie, that's my favorite Marvel film, but that's not one of the ones we're talking about, so I'll hold off on that.
This guy right here, this is from...
What's your other challenge?
Okay, and this is just a nitpick, but I don't know why it bugs me. And I'm little for saying it, but Scarlett Johansson's hair bugs me. I don't know what it is. It's just like the mom haircut. She goes from like these curls and they're awesome, and when she's flipping around and stuff, the hair flips with her and everything stays perfect. And then she goes to this mom haircut, and I don't know why. It just bugs me. It doesn't look spy-y. It doesn't look intimidating. I don't know what. I don't know.
If we're gonna go hair at that point, I'm sorry, Thor, your wig. Your wig.
Oh my goodness, Point Break? That came later, but still funny.
No, if I were to pick a negative, I feel like there was a little bit of plot convenience. It really was. But that's your suspension of disbelief for you. The way it starts, it's fast paced, and there was coincidence in a lot of the film. But that's every film.
Right. But they did it right. They did it right.
They built up to it correctly.
Perfect.
I remember going into Avengers, I was very skeptical because I watched Batman and Robin. I know what happens when you put too many people into one film.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh, that's more painful than Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin knew what it was. I mean, it's bad. It's super bad. But
we had a Batman credit card. They knew. Spider-Man 3
said forever, though. Never leave the cave without it.
That was a terrible line. Poor George Clooney.
He apologized. I can't believe he went on TV and apologized for it.
He's not the only one to apologize for taking an acting gig.
That's true, but dang, that was bad.
That was bad. No, plot convenience is my only real problem with the film. And that's with every movie. If it wasn't for plot convenience, we wouldn't have film. I mean, I'm a horror fan, and that is literally filled with plot convenience.
But it goes to show you how awesome S.H.I.E.L.D. is, too. Like, they were searching for everything. They were, like... I mean, Captain America is a little bit, like, perfect timing. Like, you found dude thought out just at the right time. But, I mean... But the Hulk, I mean, they had their tracking on him the whole time. I get that. Now you need him, pull him in.
Iron Man was already kind of recruited.
Yeah, he was already in the game. And I like that little cat and mouse. I wasn't invited. I'm not, Doesn't play well with others. Yeah.
And, I mean, if you go back, you'll see a little bit more on Loki, which does give a little bit more relationship if you watch the first Thor.
This is his best performance. Yeah, going back, yeah. How do we skip Loki? The best villain in the Marvel Universe, other than this guy right here, who kind of took, in my opinion, took the crown. But
this is a whole different level.
This is,
With Loki, you get the trickster. That's what you're looking for, and he delivers as that. He has the great sense of humor. He
cynical,
very cynical, conniving, and you also see this disconnect with what he's actually doing when he's got "you people should bow to me." You can tell that that's not what really matters to him. It's not their allegiance. It's his end goal, and that scene where Iron Man first meets Loki was chillingly awesome.
Yeah, but they kind of... Another thing about... it's another negative for me, I guess. Going back to Captain America, they nerfed him in this movie. I mean, not a lot from the first Captain America, but in this movie, like, he fights Loki, and I don't feel like he should have held his own, and like Loki should have been in trouble, but I feel like it should have been a little bit better. Like, he gets bumped up so much more in his next movies, as he should. In the comics, from what I understand, none of them could touch him. He was so fast and strategic that the rest of them couldn't keep up. And that's Thor being thousands of years old.
Now, I'll give you that. But also, Loki did, at the time, he seemed like he was on top of his powers. As the movies
he had the Mind
changed,
Stone. He had the Mind Stone.
Yeah, and also as these films go, you will see kind of changes in people's powers and what they can do. Captain America that is probably the number one. You see his range all over the place. From first Captain America to Winter Soldier, just all over the board.
Right. It just, yeah.
But that doesn't change my opinion.
So what do you guys think? Does Avengers still hold up today, or is its glory faded through time with the new entries in the Marvel Universe? Comment down below and let us know. Make sure and hit the like button, hit the notification button, and make sure and subscribe. Until next time, JK out.